mindfulness has become so muddied with, I think, different definitions and different sort of misinterpretations of what it really is. It's a difficult thing to describe to begin with. How do you think about being more mindful, living a more mindful life?
Oh, damn, you guys are giving me a good question. I might need a little bit of water right here for that. let me get ready for that one.
I hope there's something special in that water.
I mean, bro, you know, sunlight, copper, sunlight, water, copper. What do I have to say about that?
Water break.
You guys don't know about copper? Copper is one of the most antimicrobial substances on the planet. In fact, MRSA dies on copper. You can look it up scientifically, research proven, data driven. Copper is like a super amazing element.
Wow, I did not know that.
It degrades cellular walls of like microorganisms.
Huh.
Because the electromagnetism of the copper. That's why we use it, right? Technology. So anyways, mindfulness. Do you guys in that sense that like a part of some sort of experience of mindfulness in that space, like it is a very powerful space because you start to access your potential energy. You start to sit with what's possible in your mind and consciousness, even from like a business, whatever you want to say, like from an art of war, whatever it is, right? Whether you're looking at it from whatever archetype you want, mindfulness, mindless, being in this potential energy space is powerful. At the same time, mindfulness without like purpose and like interconnected, the understanding of interconnectedness, that like if anything is suffering or anything is weak around you, that's also you. Like if anything is like in trouble or in disharmony around you, that's also a part of you. That's also a deep part of mindfulness that doesn't get really taught as much, because it's like, how do you put it to action? It's scary because it's scary because it means you have to show up more, right? So people, right? It's like a little bit different. It's a little further access into mindfulness. But the thing with that is like, that's kind of where mindfulness is at right now. It's at this like McMindfulness right now, right? It's like sold, right, as a way for people to earn money. So that it's sold within a system that is abusive to everything, right? So how can it be fully mindful? Right? Like it's not actually, because it's not noticing the effects of not showing up more, or showing up with strategy, or showing up with allowing for the joker to be as important as like being rigid and like organized, that the chaotic is as important as not, you know, like there's all these different elements in mindfulness that have to be played out and appreciated, the interconnectedness. So like for me, that's kind of like, for me, that's also super important. Being a Sikh, like coming up as a Sikhi, somebody following Sikhi, is understanding that like, okay, you might not be able to name what is going on. You might not be able to figure out, like, we don't know what the name, in Sikhi, we actually say, we don't know. That's how we meditate. Some of our prayers are like, we don't know what you are.
Nice.
It's like singing, like kirtan, based on like being like, we don't know, right? And like, here's like all this knowledge. And actually, some of the poetry is pretty dope, because it's like, here's like what the Christians say, and here's what the Hindus say, and here's what the Muslims say, and like, who's to say who's right or wrong? But we might never ever know, because it's beyond us. Whatever this energy is, just by us having our consciousness limits us from this vast understanding, right? Putting a word on it, you know, like putting a word based on your language, based on where you're from, limits it in that essence. So one of the cool things about experiencing that and connecting with that mythology and that ethos and that understanding is, I treat mindfulness as a way to like connect more with the world, and to be of more service, and to be more connection, to be a warrior saint in the world, to like be a warrior, but a warrior of like love and service. And at the same time of like knowing that like when we gain skills, we gain resources, it's like a video game, right? Like we're picking up badges along the way. We're learning like superpowers, right? Like we used to play all the Nintendo games and PS4 and all the Xbox. We are our own MMO. So like, whoa, now you're like superpower, you're picking up all these skills and research and badges, and you're making all these connections, teammates. Now it's time to show up as Avengers in the world. All right, where's like there's disharmony, where's like something off? Let's go in there and let's use these skills and resources to bring it to, I guess, equilibrium, harmony, right? Whatever you want to, what is that word, dude? What are we all trying to find?